What up, YouTube? Here with a post-fight review video for the WBA featherweight title fight that happened last week between the defending champion Leigh Woods and the challenger Michael Conlan. Now you have Leigh Woods, the defending champion, probably one of the most decorated British featherweight champions who's currently active, and also you have Michael Conlan, one of the most highly decorated amateur featherweights in the British local boxing scene or the featherweight division currently, period. This fight was a great fight, a entertaining fight. In my opinion, the best fight thus far for this year, 2022. I'm going to get the results out the way first. Leigh Woods won via a 12th round knockout. It's a strong candidate for knockout of the year already. This fight already might have 2 awards in the bag: the fight of the year so far, and as well as the knockout of the year so far. And let me give y'all the breakdown of this fight though. In the beginning rounds, it was all Conlan. Conlan, who's a southpaw fighter. I don't know why he started the fight as a conventional stance fighter, but then later on in the first round, he would switch back to regular, to southpaw, and he would drop Leigh Woods at the end of the first with a looping, perfectly timed overhand left hand that would catch Wood with his guard low, and it would floor him, and it looked like a devastating knockdown. However, Wood would get back up on his feet and make it to his corner. He didn't look fully recovered when he came back out for the second round. But for like the first 3-4 rounds, it was all Conlan. And in the second round, Wood had suffered, not Wood, pardon me, Conlan suffered a gash above his eye, I think due to a clash of heads, but it wasn't that bad. Didn't need too much attendance. The doctors ain't take a good look at it anyways. His cut man did a good job at fixing the cut above Conlan's eye. Didn't affect him too much throughout the fight, but man, that left hand all night long, it was the charm for Conlan. That lead left, I said the lead because he's a southpaw. That back left hand, that overhand looping left hand of Conlan, and then that straight fire left hand from Conlan. That would be his charm throughout the whole fight. And as far as this fight went, Leigh Woods, he would find success when he would push and physically bully Conlan towards the ropes. He would have to cut off the ring because Conlan's movement was superior in this fight, and Conlan's punches, or Conlan would find more success when it came to the center of the ring. And while he was moving around the ring, that's when Conlan would find success. So in order for Wood to stop his momentum, he would literally have to stop and trap Conlan against the ropes for him to land his assaults. And before the knockout, I had the fight score 104 to 103 in favor of Leigh Woods. In the 11th round, I would have had it the other way around because Conlan was putting in a lot more work and landing the more effective, better shots than Woods. But at the end of the 11th, Wood would floor Conlan and catch him with a, I believe from what I remember, either a left or right hook. Conlan in his corner was arguing that it was a slip, but nonetheless, a punch landed. Therefore, it has to count as a knockdown. The referee made the right call, and therefore it was a 10-8 round in favor of Leigh Woods for the 11th round. And towards the mid to the end of the fight, that's when Leigh Woods would start to, catch Conlan and time him well and push him more towards the ropes and cut off the ring for him to find more success in the fight. And in the 12th and final round, Wood would land a devastating combo of punches that would knock out Michael Conlan, not only like physically, but I'm talking about he physically knocked him out the ring as well. Like, y'all remember Bernard Hopkins' last fight? And this is not no disrespect to B-Hop. B-Hop is uh, definitely my top 2 favorite fighters of all time. So this ain't no disrespect, but y'all remember his last fight? He got knocked out of the ring. It was something like that, but a little more devastating because Conlan didn't make it back in the ring, and you know he recovered. He's good, but Wood, man, he retains his WBA featherweight title. Once again, that's how he captured the WBA featherweight title against Zhu Kin by scoring a last round knockout. And for this fight to retain his WBA featherweight title, he once again scores a last round knockout. Now, as far as Conlan goes, he put on a brilliant performance. I thought he fought a more better planned fight, in my opinion. I thought he executed more of a classical, clinical boxing performance than Wood. Wood came out more gritty and more physical. But stylistically speaking, Conlan, I thought, put on a more better performed fight before the end of the bout. I would love to see a rematch between the two fighters. It would be, you know, highly anticipated amongst all boxing fans, and I'm sure he'll want a rematch. It was very competitive, and I'd love to see a rematch between the two fighters. If not, Wood, who's the WBA regular featherweight champion, he could try and go for the WBA super world featherweight champion. That title is held by Leo Santa Cruz, who made a defense of that title earlier this year in February. He could try and go for the super title. That would be a huge fight. Whether I think Leo Santa Cruz honestly should go over to England to make that fight happen, because I think it would be more lucrative and more of a bigger draw out there if they were to have the fight out there. If not, Wood could try and make his championship or pro debut. I don't know if he's ever fought in America, but you know he could try and do that. That would be a good fight, even though, you know, more times when English fighters, you know, go overseas to America, it don't usually, you know, end well for them. But hey, who knows though, right? But like I said, that could be a future potential matchup. And then you have later on this week the IBF featherweight title. You got Kiko Martinez, who pulled off one of the biggest upsets of last year by knocking out Kid Galahad to secure the IBF featherweight title, defending his belt against Josh Warrington later on this week. And that would be the winner of that fight could potentially have a fight against Leigh Woods in a featherweight title unification bout. I wouldn't mind seeing that, whether it be the winner or the loser, because Leigh Woods has not fought either Kiko Martinez nor Josh Warrington. And then also you have Mauricio Lara, who I thought, you know, should be in there with Josh Warrington after their BS technical no contest between the two fighters in their second meeting. But he's coming off a win from 2 weeks ago on the undercard to Chocolatito and Julio Cesar Martinez. He defeated I forget the fighter's name, Emilio something. Lara scored a knockout win over his opponent in his last fight. So, you know, if Leigh Woods want to defend his WBA featherweight crown versus Mauricio Lara, that would also be a good fight. And then you have, you know, the only man he lost to, well, what's his name? Jazza Dickens. And let me correct that, because Leigh Woods has 2 losses on his record, but his most recent loss was against Jazza Dickens. I think it was for like the WBO European featherweight title, and that was a majority decision loss. So that goes to say it was a close fight between Dickens and Wood, and I'm sure Wood would like a rematch against Jazza Dickens was such a close fight. And this time he's got the advantage in his court, and he's the defending champion. That would be a good match. If not, then he could fight a former featherweight champion, a fellow Englishman, Kid Galahad, who has a win over Jazza Dickens. But I don't think Kid Galahad wants to fight at featherweight anymore. He said he's been having trouble making weight at 126 pounds, and he's saying one of the main reasons why he got knocked out by Kiko Martinez is because he had a lot of trouble making weight, so he wants to move up to 130 pounds. But if he decides to stick around at featherweight, that would be a big match, especially over there in England, Kid Galahad versus Leigh Woods. If not, then hey, I threw out all these potential matchups for Leigh Woods in the future. Those guys could also fight Michael Conlan because he's still in the mix at featherweight. Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are with the featherweight division and for this fight between Michael Conlan and Leigh Woods in the comment. If y'all got a video made on this subject and y'all want me to check it out, then hey, I'll be more than willing to. Well, that does it for this video. Subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Y'all stay healthy, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.